Anything yet? Tracy, you are going to applaud in whatever way you like, and everyone else will copy. Is that okay? So I wouldn't stand up because you'll whack your head. But otherwise, if it's well, you're putting your glass down. That's good, isn't it? You're starting it. How are you going to bring our first act on?
Applause.
Okay. Lovely. So that's how we're going to do it. We're going to bring Matt Welcome on. Okay, go for it, Tracy.
I spent all afternoon avoiding hitting my head, and then I just got my head there. It's a real pleasure to be here. In one of my favourite villages or suburbs in the world, I come here a lot. It's so good to be back in Quigilia. I just love Quegidili. It's great to be here amongst the Quegidilians that are all here. How do you pronounce it? Quenchley. Well, fucking spell it properly. It'll take a lot of working out. It's a real pleasure to be here. Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Matt. I'm originally from London, and I want everyone here to relax. I'm not going to take the piss out of anyone here unless I really have to, for two reasons. Firstly, it's not my style. Secondly, I personally don't like it when people come up and yap into my face when they should be minding their own fucking business. That's why every now and again I like to walk into a shop, go straight up to a sales assistant and say, "Can I help you?" And they go, "No," just say, "Well, now you know what it fucking is." If you need me, I'll be in Tesco's. Because I know what they mean, and people are trying to be nice, but we all say stupid things to each other. We all ask each other pointless, time-wasting questions. Do you like pointless, time-wasting questions? Do you find them pointless and time-wasting? You know the kind of questions I mean when you're sitting at home and you're watching the TV and there's a knock at the door and your loved one in half a second goes, "Who's that at the door?" Do you ever think, it's just too early to tell at this stage? That's why we've got a door. And then the phone rings, a home phone ring, 2 rings, ring, 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 ring. Who could that be? That could be any fucker with a phone, darling. That's the purpose of the network. It could be any one of 8 billion people unless it's you fucking around with your mobile underneath the sofa. So, last time that happened, my mate answered the phone, and it was me fucking around mobile underneath the sofa, never saw it coming. So yeah, we do ask each other pointless, time-wasting questions. And I've got to tell you at the beginning, this is going to get me at some point. What do you call a man with a piece of wood on his head? Edward. You like that one? You're having that? What do you call a man with 2 pieces of wood on his head? Edward Woodward. What do you call a man with... All right, we've done that. Yeah, I can be a little bit sarcastic. Can you really? Yes, I can. I'm just looking at... Is this Mock Jordan, Victorian, Henry VIII? What is it? Yeah. I was thinking it all looks incredibly old and authentic, apart from the Wi-Fi router. I don't think they had that back in Henry VIII terms. I keep feeling like if I could grab this one and that one at the same time, the whole wall would spin round and I'd be in a dungeon or the car park, whichever it is. Yeah. So I can be sarcastic. I got my sarcasm when I was a child, and I was always a very young child, very difficult background. When I was very, very young, I had a feeling, a thought, a sensation, if you will, that I was a boy, but a boy trapped inside a woman's body. And then I was born, sort of. I was separated from my mother at birth, because that's what birth is. And she was a drug abuser. She kept throwing my drugs away. She couldn't cook, she'd make us cheese on toast and cut the corners and go, "Here's your pizza." Her idea of making a vegetable chili was putting a carrot in the fridge for a few minutes. It wasn't a good job. My dad was actually Apache Indian, but with the right skin cream, he was able to cover. Is that too edgy for Quigidili? It's funny, it's not great. He was Apache Indian. He was anyway, yeah, we're getting there. So, and I hated school, if I'm honest. I hated school. Worst day of my life. I left school at 11. By 11:15, they found me in the pub and dragged me back. I didn't learn much, do you know what I mean? I was one of those kids, I'd spend hours and hours and hours just staring through the classroom window. And then the teacher would say, "Matt, are you coming in or what?" Rough school in North London. When I was at school, 73% of the kids in our school had some kind of a problem with just basic mathematics. 73%. That's almost 1 in 10. And I blamed the weird teaching methods. Our teacher would say things like, Matt, if I gave you 4 apples and took one away, and gave you 3 pears and took one away, and gave you 2 grapes, what would you have left? And I'd say, fuck off, I hate jokes like this. In English, they put me in a class with backwards readers. I couldn't even read forwards properly at the time. Okay, that's funny because I'm going to have to explain some of these. I'm trying to work out which is the clever side and which is the... And I've got to choose because I can't keep swapping because I'm going to scratch my head at some point. Yeah, I was in a class of backwards readers and I couldn't even read forwards properly at the time, implying that they were trying to teach me to actually read backwards. Now you're getting it. You deserve to get the jokes as well as everyone else. Exactly, they just not. Maybe it's not your fault, mate. It's not your fault. You could have dyslexia. No, I've got dyslexia as well. And the thing about dyslexia is dyslexia can be caused by nothing more. Apparently, I looked this up, by a minute genetic flaw in someone's DNA. So that's funny because the other way around. But there is a test for dyslexia. What's your name, if you don't mind me asking, sir? Chris, right, that wasn't the test, that would be too easy. Chris, what is the 3rd letter of the alphabet? This is multiple choice format, you're familiar with them all. Is it A, B, B, C, or C, A? 3rd letter of the alphabet is? No, I'm afraid C is A. The correct answer is B, C. Some people say A, which is B, so don't worry about it. I can't explain that to you again, but if you're an honest bloke, you will have to tell your friends that you got a multiple choice question on the 3rd letter of the alphabet wrong and had to have it explained to you, so we'll let that go. It was tricky. School isn't easy, and English is a difficult language. You know, have you ever wondered why the word stutter has got 3 T's in it? It's very nice, isn't it, really? They could have planned that better. You know, what's wrong with you? I've got all right, man. Why has the word lisp got an S in it? Of all the fucking, why don't they just spell it L-I-T-H-P? Give the fuckers a rest. What's wrong with you? I've got a left way, you said that perfectly. Why xylophone? X-Y-L-O-P. It's dying for a Z, isn't it? It's xylophone. It's not like Z's overused, for fuck's sake. It's a xylophone. Call it a xylophone. And I had a big problem with the teaching, and the teacher would say things like, you know, any problem with the homework? And I'd be like, yeah, I don't understand this bit. Like, the penis, right? The penis, mightier than the sword. I'll give you that one. And then she'll go now, I think you'll find the pennies. Right. It's like, now I see what you're saying, I'm on the right page. I wish you'd said something sooner. Do you know what I mean? I've been losing a lot of fights in the playground. But that's the thing. I dodged it. At some point it's going to happen and you're going to cheer and whoop or whatever. So, I don't know, it's like, English is weird, like a lot of words are made up of 2 words, but because we use those words every day, we don't see it, we're word blind. So it's like football, you know, obviously it's a football, you know, it's like a fireplace. What should we call that? How about the fireplace? Yeah, that's brilliant. How long did it take to think of that? You know, bookshelf, anteater, although with the anteater, I looked it up, apparently they had to wait until they'd named the ants. Because they would go, what's that thing? And they were going like, it's a thingy eater. Go, what do you mean it's a thingy? Well, it's eating those things. And go, well, why don't you just name those things? He goes, well, we'll wait to see if it eats them all, and then we won't have to name them. The way it is. Some words are actually made up of swear words, but because we use those words every day, we don't even see the connection. You think about it, like, cunt is a very rude word. I don't know, I was looking at you when I said that. Try not to make that same kind of mistake again. Cunt is a rude word. That's right. Anus is also a rude word. If you put those words together, you know what you get? Containers. Containers that we're happy to put to our lips all night long without even thinking about it. And it's a very useful way of swearing at people without them knowing. Excuse me, can you pass me those containers? And And it's not random, because if you think about it, all three of those places are useful places for storing things. So yeah, I got my sarcasm from being a kid and from the teachers as well. Do you know what I mean? I hated history lessons. That's why I don't know anything about this place. Like, I remember I walked into the history lesson a little bit late, and the teacher goes like, "What time do you call this to Anne Boleyn?" And obviously she didn't say it to Anne Boleyn, because Anne Boleyn was tragically eaten by a dinosaur during the Great Fire of London in 1066. So no, I got my sarcasm. When I was a kid, I made a mistake, okay? And Matt already politely asked who's got children, how many people, who hasn't got children? Put your hands up if you haven't got children. There you go. So the rest of you, it'll happen. And these people teach you how to deal with your kids when they lose something. Because every one of these people, you talk to them in a bar afterwards, you go, how do you deal with your kids when you lose something? Do you say, listen, darling, this is your one special, precious life. Let me teach you how to find things quickly and efficiently so you don't waste your precious time looking for things aimlessly? Or do you fuck them around with pointless time-wasting questions? Exactly. A lot. I can see this. This is what happens. You're a kid, you go, Mum, I've lost my trainers, right? And what did it say again? Exactly. Let's see how many of these we can go through, and I might even learn a few, because this used to wind me up. You go, yeah, Mum, yeah, I've lost my trainers. I've got a game of football in the park. Can you help me find them? And they go, where were you when you last saw them? Did you ever want to go to your mum, Mum, do you know what lost fucking means? It's a kind of shorthand us kids use for, I can't remember where I was when I last saw them, or some dick's nicked them. And then you go to your dad, because your kids have a chance. You go, all right, Mum's still tripping out whatever she took in the 60s, I know that leg. And you go to your dad, go, yeah, Mum's still freaking out, man, I'm trying to find my trainers, can you help me? And he goes, they must be somewhere. Do you ever look at your dad and go, why are you saying this? I know they must be somewhere. That's why I'm still searching for my trainers with the same kind of youthful enthusiasm. You know, and I've done a little bit of physics, so they must be somewhere, because if they reverted back to pure energy at the rate of E equals MC squared, we've heard the bang and seen the small mushroom cloud. I know they must be somewhere. You go back to Mum, Dad's insisting they must be somewhere. That's no help, can you help me? And she goes, have you looked everywhere? So I go, what do you think? I'm only 10, I can't even fucking drive. Have you looked everywhere? That's encouraging sarcasm, isn't it? What are you meant to say? Yes, Earth creature. I'm 13 billion years old, and I've squandered my longevity searching the known universe for a pair of used fucking Nikes. Has this got the ring of truth to you? No, I haven't looked everywhere. So then she goes, well, look harder. I've never understood what look harder meant. You know, it's meant to go like, and it just appear where you look. So I didn't know what she was talking about. So I took your advice, mate. I shaved off all my hair, got a couple of tattoos. Just like, still can't find them, Mum. And then they started getting really surreal. You know, can't find my trainers. Well, can you help me? I've got this game of football. It's very important to me. I know I'm just a kid, but it's important to me. And she goes, I don't know where they are, and don't come downstairs until you found them. Yeah, I know, I'm thinking logically, how can you not know where something is, but know it's up fucking stairs? And don't come downstairs until you found them. So look, I'm not being funny, Mum, but if they're downstairs, I'm kind of fucked for life. Do you mean I'm just thinking about the visitors that come to the house in the years to come, and they go, didn't you used to have a little boy? I go, yeah, we don't talk about it now, you know, because he was down upstairs and Trainer was downstairs, not allowed to come downstairs. He's probably starved to death by now, we don't talk about it. And then you go to your dad, still can't buy any trainers, can you help me? And he goes, and you'll probably say this at one day, if I find them, I'll be very angry. What the fuck are you on about? That's like saying, if I see a lamppost, I'll be very angry. They're just trainers. If I find these trainers, I will be appropriately happy. You find a decent psychiatrist, mate, I'll be over the fucking moon. I still lose things today. I'm worried a little bit about my short-term memory. I don't know if I mentioned it earlier or not. You- do you ever do this? You go in the shower, right, and you brush your teeth, you have a shave, whatever, and then you wash your hair. When you wash your hair, you think, have I brushed my teeth? And that makes me worry about my short-term memory. Because sometimes when I'm in the shower, like I'll brush my teeth, and then I'll have a shave, and I wash my hair, and I think, did I brush my teeth? And that makes me worry about my short-term. Do you ever do this? I do it when I leave house, right? I leave the house to go somewhere, and I've got loads of time to pack, and I wait till the last second to pack. And then as I'm packing things, I start picking up random objects. I'm just like, yeah. I might need an empty beer bottle. Yeah, I might need a ruler. Yeah, I might need some nail scissors. You just start picking things up, and then when you've got things, you packing them away, and then you put something down, and then you do something else, and then you can't find the thing that you've just put down. Quarter of a second later, even when you're concentrating, even when you say I'm not going to do this again. I was at home sitting in front of the TV. I was up there just messing around and put it down, couldn't find it, looking around, and I'm thinking, I'm not going to get up and look for it. It must be here. It's got to be 4/3 pi r cubed. It's got to be somewhere. That's one for the mathematicians. Don't worry about it. And after about half an hour, I just gave up and bought another hamster. So that's what I'm saying. It's weird. We were listening to the music earlier. Did you know what they were playing earlier? Do you like music? I don't know what it was. I like music. I like good music. That's what. Do you like good music? That's what I like the most. Yeah, really good music. I quite enjoy that. I was listening to some Gregorian chant music the other day. Have you ever heard that? Well, I couldn't even tell if it was Gregorian who was doing the chanting, if I'm honest with you. But a lot of song lyrics I find fascinating because some of them are good and some of them bad, and a lot of them have got very bad English in them. Do you know what I mean? Like, baby, don't hurt me no more. That's like a double negative. You know, why did she have to leave and go away? Why couldn't you just left? Leave and go away. So I wrote my own song called Baby Don't Tell No One. It wasn't me that didn't say they weren't going to stop loving you no more. It's about two people you never met. Pink Floyd had the immortal lines in it, we don't need no education. Surely just a couple of English lessons. I get frustrated about songs sometimes, like, you are the wind beneath my wings. Who likes that song? Anyone like that song, You Are the Wind Beneath My Wings? No one? Who doesn't like that song? I know it's always awkward to put your hand. You don't like that song. Why don't you like that song, sir?
Shit.
It's shit. So one of the main things about Prodigally is that they've got an excellent music expert music assessor, if I could say. Hey, come in. Yeah, excellent. Yeah, and what? Yeah, come in. Basically, pleasure to be here. Blah blah blah. I'm going to understand the name. What do you call him? Edward. You know, dear Dad Apache, Victor Reggie, Jewel Quidrillions, third leg the alphabet, blah 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 blah, and we went on, cunt, anus, very rude words. What do you get if you put them together? Containers. Now, very basically, and before we all get up and speak about how much we like God. Why are you late? What happened? It's all right. It's all right. Okay. Why was he late? do you know the song You Are the Wind Beneath My Wings? You haven't heard that song? Do you know, I did a gig a while back, and I thought it was quite funny because I was talking about songs that I sing when I'm doing things. And all the Gen Z, X, Y, Z, I don't know what, do you know what gen you are? I don't know what. We had a couple of gens. Yeah, something like that. It's all changed, do you know what I mean? Like when I was a kid, like fucking TikToks were something you took if you had bad breath. So it's all Pokemon was the local paedophile. It's all moved on. And I was saying, like, you know, when I do this, I go down in the morning, I look at my hair in the mirror, and I think of MC Hammer. I just go, do, 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 shower time. Shower time. Because shower time sounds like hammer time. Maybe just no one's heard of MC Hammer. Alright, back to You Are the Wind Beneath My Wings. It's shit. Yes, some people would say it's shit. If you don't know the song, have I ever told you you're my hero? How's it go all together? Oh, I haven't told you it. Must be cold there, my shout. No, go for it. I need the lyrics. Must be. Yeah. For everything I've been dreaming of, and must be going. I can fly higher than an eagle. Than an eagle. You're the wind beneath my wings. We had a moment. That's right. What's your name? Sarah. Okay, so and you obviously like that song. You kind of know.
No, I don't like it.
Why not?
Because
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit sad. Yeah. That's about it. He thinks it's shit. You think it's a bit sad. I don't like You Are the Wind Beneath My Wings, not particularly because it's sad or because it's shit. It's just that, as anyone who knows anything about aerodynamics will tell you, lift is not generated by wind beneath the wings. Okay, now don't freak out on me. It's basic aerodynamics. Aero from the Greek word for chocolate. Dynamics just means it's bubbly. And that shiny green metal, that's the aerofoil. There's more of that actually. So here's the thing, all I'm saying is, do you remember, Sarah, when you were last on holiday and you were going off, taking off? You remember that really, in the aeroplane, really long road without any shops on it, do you remember? And the big dustbins under the wings, but not dustbins, turns out they're engines, right? Here's the thing. For an airplane to take off, you've got to have an aerofoil, and this, don't freak out me, right? It's flat at the bottom, the wing shape is basically flat at the bottom, curves around the front, then trails down towards the back. That's what we have to remember. Now, as the wind meets that wing, it goes here, the wing falls away, there's an area of low pressure, and that kind of creates the lift. But you've got to move down the runway. It's not windy. They didn't say later we can't go to, let me guess, Alicante, because it's not windy enough, did they? They had to shoot down the runway to create a relative airflow. That's what I'm saying. So all I'm saying is, yes, in a sense it's shit, but to be more accurate, it's shit because it really should be called You Are the Thrust Needed to Overcome the Drag. You know when you put your hand out a car window to dry your nose, that push, that's the induced drag, right? You are the thrust needed to overcome the drag induced by my wing as it moves forwards through the static air to create a relative airflow, resulting in an area of low pressure towards the trailing edge of my wing baby. So that's why I don't like that song. I'm going to go, and it's been a real pleasure, Brazilians. I'm going to go home. I'm going to go home to a lonely bed. I know what you're thinking, find another bed. I split up with my last girlfriend, or case number 12 as I call her. Beautiful girl, beautiful hourglass figure, very big ears. She was a trophy girlfriend, really. And she had a big round face with a long, thin, pointy nose with just one nostril, which I didn't mind, but she kept looking at me funnily. So it's like a funnel, which is a big round face and a long, thin voice, and she's like, so she's looking at me funnily. You should have got in there earlier. I'm going to go, and I'll leave you on this. What I missed most of all about that relationship, and I'll leave you on this, was the kinky sex, to be honest. Every now and again, my girlfriend liked to melt a Mars bar on the end of my penis, right, punch out later, and then we'd make love on a big old-fashioned cocoa, which is not that funny, but next time you have a chocolate hobnob, you'll think of me. Fantastic, man. You're having a great night. Please do it, please.
One of the 18-year-olds sung, who was it to say? Oh, not one of the 18-year-olds. No, one of the